Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, you betcha.
You betcha. My name's Amanda.
My name's Lucy.
And this week, don't you know it, we've got a very special fan pick from our neighbors to the west, but still in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. This is from Jordan Knudsvig, or it might just be Knudsvig, but sometimes in the Midwest we pronounce the K, Knudsvig. And she says, quote, one of my best friends turns 25 on July 26th. Oh, geez. Happy belated or very early birthday.
She emailed a long time ago.
You know, happy belated, bestie.
It's almost your half birthday.
Happy half birthday. You're almost 26. Oh, your golden birthday's coming up. July 26th. 26th on the 26th. Hope you do something fun. Well, hopefully this fan pick will tide you over till then. Anyway, she says, and me and our other best friend, Emma, really wanted to do something special. So, big happy birthday shout out to Sierra, who is the most amazing friend to have and who always goes above and beyond for us. My wedding is in August. Okay, well, congrats on the nups. And Emma's is in September. Congrats to Emma on the nups as well. And Sierra has been going all out for us, so we wanted to do something to show her how much we love her. Oh, golly.
God bless.
Double back-to-back weddings of your two besties. Mm-hmm. That's a tall order. That's a lot. Y'all are hardcore.
Yeah. God bless you, Sierra.
That's actually really funny because when I announced or shared the date among close friends and family of me and Bill's wedding. And I did get engaged before Robbie and Aaron did. So, it's just kind of the rules among
you have first dibs.
Among your closest that the first to get engaged kind of gets to sneak in as the first to be married. Mm-hmm. So, it was so funny because after the fact, Robbie and Aaron were like, they got married in October. I got married in August. They got married in October of that same year, and I officiated their wedding. It was amazing. And Robbie walked me down the aisle, and it was amazing. It was so amazing. The whole thing was amazing. But they did confess after the fact that they planned their wedding date so that I wouldn't get mad, because they just did a tiny little backyard wedding. They could have gotten married 2 weeks after they got engaged, but they were like, we knew that you would have something to say about it, so we held off.
Needed to go first.
Yep, we gave you your minute. And I was like,
those are real friends.
That's true fucking friendship. Mm-hmm. Or Stockholm syndrome and fear. Either one, it works for me, so I'm not going to question it.
Whatever's happening.
Whatever's happening.
It's coming up, Amanda, so.
Yep. And so, but this isn't about me for once. This is about Jordan and her friends.
Speaking of these beautiful friendships, here's a story about me.
Speaking of an amazing friend, let me tell you this story about me.
About how good of a friend I was.
Yes. No, I was a terrible friend. Robbie was a good friend. So this is for Jordan, but it's mostly for Sierra, and it's also for Emma. And I hope you all had the best weddings, birthdays, and that you enjoy this many, many months after you probably wanted it. But, we love you. So Jordan has chosen the topic of South Dakota crimes.
I love South Dakota.
South Dakota. She's pretty.
South Dakota fucks.
Yeah, South Dakota does fuck. South Dakota does fuck. And our fan picker, Jordan, also made a recommendation on the wine pairing. Not but and I also have a pairing. So I actually have two pairings for you today.
Okay, double trouble.
Yeah, double trouble. One to meet the request of our fan picker, Jordan, and one to meet my desire, me, because it's about me.
My God.
To highlight a South Dakota.
There's a theme, and it's not South Dakota.
No, it's not. I wanted to highlight a South Dakota favorite. So neither pairing is fucking milk, which once again is the official state beverage.
Is it? Did you look it up?
I looked it up because I wanted to know. The first thing I did was state beverage of South Dakota. motherfucking milk. Grow up.
Grow up. What? It's
Grow
the
up.
dairy industry.
Yeah.
Has state government and gripped its nuts. You know, they got
We
their
gotta
nuts
get,
in a vice.
We gotta get big dairy out of here. I'm over it.
Yeah, big dairy.
But neither of these pairings are milk. So for the first pairing, for the fan picker, she requested a THC soda. And I wanted to find something that I, of course, can't get here, but that you can get in South Dakota. And so I found this THC beverage product or company called Sunny Days. It's Sunny, Sunny, and then Days. It's actually Dayz. But
I've had that before.
it looks really good.
I think I had this in New Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's only available in South Dakota. I just know it is available in South Dakota because I looked specifically for something that would be available in South Dakota, but it looks really, really good. It's a great choice because they offer a low dose version, so like a 4%, and then like a full dose version, like an 8%. So I really love when THC beverage and frankly gummies, like all edibles, will have that variation. So you can get some that are like for a chill time, but I still got to drive, and some that are like for a good time and I'm going to drink 3 of you.
Yeah.
They come in 3 delicious flavors, which include blood orange, yum,
Oh,
grapefruit, yum, and
My
lemon
favorite?
lime.
okay.
Lemon lime's not my favorite, but
No.
it's a solid, much beloved, delicious flavor.
Yeah, flavor in general. We're not talking. We've not had these.
No, I'm not talking about this product. I'm saying if you're going to put blood orange, grapefruit, and lemon lime in front of me, I'm going to double fist the blood orange and the grapefruit, and I'm not going to touch the lemon lime. But lemon lime is for someone, and you can get it.
Yeah.
You can also get 6-packs starting at $24, and then on their website, you can even order. They have these like bulk party packs, which God bless. I love a bulk order when you've got a big event coming up. So highly recommend people check them out at drinksunnydays.com. It's drinksunnydayz.com to find out where you can get them near you. Maybe order one of them big packs.
Party pack.
The opportunities are endless. So for the boozer, I have another pairing because an ex of mine had family in South Dakota, and I spent enough time there to know firsthand and then verified by Google that one of the most popular cocktails, which heavy on the quotation marks, in South Dakota is, do you want to guess?
Spiked milk.
Yuck.
Bush Light.
But close.
Oh.
A red beer.
Ugh.
Which,
A Budweiser.
no, we'll get to it. I can't really hate on this because it's beer with Bloody Mary mix, or like tomato juice.
Oh, okay.
So it is good when you make it with flavor, but I've seen plenty of folks just put like a straight up unseasoned tomato V8 into a Coors Light or like
Clamato.
like a Mick Ultra. Clamato. No, I'm sorry, no. And I love clams, but I'm sorry, no. To know that like not all red beers are created equal. There are some really gross, watery, flavorless. You may as well just be putting ketchup in a Bud Light. Like some of y'all are making red beers in a way that should be illegal. So I'm going to tell you how to actually make a good red beer. So you got to start with your base. And you want something that's light and effervescent, but isn't just water with a whisper of beer, the LaCroix of beers. So my recommendation is a Coors Banquet.
Okay.
This is a solid go-to for the Midwestern light beer enthusiast. So you'd put that, you get a pint glass. I like it without ice, but you could do it with ice, but it's like, it's beer. It's already going to be pretty watery. I don't know why you'd be watering it down more, but to each their own. So I would do it without ice. I'd fill my pint glass about 2/3 of the way up. And then I would leave the remaining beer in the can as like a little beer back. Now you got to make it red. So I recommend Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix because it's
The best.
the fucking best, like pre-made, widely available Bloody Mary mix. And who has the spoons to make their own? And I feel like anyone who makes their own, it doesn't ever turn out the way that they can make it. I don't know. It's fine. But their classic Bloody
Leave it up
mix.
to Zing Zang.
Yeah. Let them take that off your plate.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
No. They have a couple of options. Their classic bloody mix, so fucking good. It's solidly spiced. It's flavorful. It's like thick enough that it won't be too watery with the beer. It's not, like I said, going to feel like squirting ketchup into a light beer. But if you really want to go the extra mile, you can go with their blazing bloody mix to make it like spicy.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So we got that. Or you can get my personal favorite, their dill pickle bloody mix.
What?
Bro, this
That
shit is
sounds
so
so good.
fucking good.
Oh no, I have to go to IV immediately.
Yeah. So the folks I used to drink red beers with would just like plop a couple olives in there, put in their V8 and call it good, which is like, okay, fine, but we can do better. So sure, plop in your olives if you're an olive person, but you gotta garnish your red beer with at minimum a dill pickles beer.
Yeah.
But this is your time to really get creative. You can shine. Throw in a meat stick. Throw in a skewer of cheese. Throw in celery stalks. Throw in a lime to cut the spice. Yeah, a lemon or a lime. Lime.
Oh,
Go absolutely nutso. I don't bother rimming the glass because I'm going with a spicier or more flavorful bloody mix anyway. And glass rimming, it's great at a restaurant when you're not the one cleaning it, but it's really annoying when you're making your own. So
I don't like the grittiness, and then I feel like it gets stuck in your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I don't like the gritty in or on a beverage.
I don't blame you. I don't mind it. And because I'm already expected to do a little chewing if I'm having a bloody something. You know what I mean? Because there's snacks in there. There's, big black peppercorns. And if you're getting the good stuff, I'm fine to chew. But if I have to clean up the mess in my own house, I'm not doing it.
Do you remember when we were in Palm Springs last week or a couple weeks ago? And Josh Hallmark, hi Josh, made me a Bloody Mary. And he was like, do you want all the fixins? And I was like, yeah.
And he put in like one olive and one pickle.
No, he put in a bunch of different pickled vegetables.
Oh, he did?
Because he got all that random shit. Yeah, I didn't eat it. I just drank the Bloody Mary around it. And he was like, oh, so glad I put all the fixins in for you.
Do you not eat your fixins? I was so high when you were drinking those in the pool that I don't remember what was in there.
It was just, it was pickled. I don't even know what's.
Do you not?
I don't even know if there was a pickled
like
cucumber.
A pickle. Do you not eat your bloody fixins?
If it's cheese or meat, I do.
Okay. Would you eat the one that's like a giant rotisserie chicken?
Oh yeah,
I love those.
Like Sobelman's in Wisconsin. They have the whole cheeseburger on there. I think.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Well, those are my recommendations for South Dakota Crimes. I'm drinking tea and I am 2 gummies in, so don't worry. I'm on the THC train.
We're both doing fine.
We're doing great. Lucy's recovering from a cold. I'm, for once, not sick. I'm going to cherish it for the week that it lasts.
Yes. I'm down in the dirt. You're fresh as a daisy.
Rooting around with the piggies down in the dirt. All right, let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. Unless, of course, you're with us over at Wine and Crime Uncorked, where you're getting your content ad-free. You're also getting bonus content. You're also getting exclusive merch items. You'll also be getting a virtual holiday card from us. And
oh, yeah, you will.
You're getting bonuses. You're getting monthly happy hours. You're getting so much. You're getting community. You're getting so much. And you're getting the incredible thanks and gratefulness from us for quite literally keeping the lights on. So if all of the other, bonus additions of being uncorked are not compelling enough to want to send you over there, please be compelled to know that without our uncorked subscribers, we cannot exist.
We literally go off the air tomorrow.
Correct. So if you would like to keep us chugging along, keep us making content for you, because we do love it, and a lot of you seem to love it too, please consider becoming a subscriber. It's really a huge help and probably the best way to support us in the long term. All right.
Sure.
I'll stop complaining about being poor and we'll get into the next thing. Let's take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors.
When it comes to holiday gifting, I want to give things that people actually really love. And I'm talking beautiful, timeless pieces that they're going to wear for years. Pieces, not like things. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm going with Quince. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats that are super cute, everything is premium quality at a price that actually makes sense.
For real, Quince has something for everyone. So again, if you have someone you struggle to shop for or someone in your life that's like always really put together and you want to get them something nice, how about a soft Mongolian cashmere sweater for $50 that looks and feels like a designer piece? We're talking silk tops and skirts for dressing up, perfectly cut denim for everyday wear, and outerwear that actually keeps you warm and looks incredible. I'm telling you, these Italian wool coats are standout pieces. This is about to be like the piece of your wardrobe. They're beautifully tailored. They're soft to the touch. They're crafted to last for seasons. I have been wearing my like knit white Quince fisherman sweater.
The fact
for,
that
like,
it's white and it's still holding up for you after years, and it's still so cute.
I've been wearing it for like 4 or 5 years now. I love it. It's a go-to grab for me every winter. I'm obsessed. Every piece is made with premium materials from ethical, trusted factories and priced far below that of other luxury brands. And the craftsmanship, I'm telling you, it shows in every detail. The stitching, the fit, the drape, it's elevated, it's timeless. It's made to wear on repeat. You really can rotate these pieces every single day, and they're going to hold up and just keep looking gorgeous.
Find gifts so good, you'll want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/wine for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/wine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/wine.
I am kind of a lone Jacobson here in the Midwest. So I do a lot of travel around the holidays. And this year I'm traveling a bunch, like different states, different family. I got to make sure that I am comfy for those long travel days, literally airplanes and trains and cars. And that starts from literally the base up. If you're wearing an uncomfortable bra on a long travel day, you got stuff cutting into your sides, you got spillage out of your cups, you're not going to be having a good time, okay? And that is why before you even think about what outfit you're going to wear for travel, think about what you're putting on as a foundation, and Honey Love is your girl.
I got to be honest, right when you were talking about spillage, I adjusted my own bra, which is not a Honey Love bra because mine are all in the wash right now.
Yeah.
You can tell a difference when you're wearing Honey Love versus any other bra or shapewear. And you know what? Your holiday outfits start with the right foundation. That means Honey Love bras and shapewear that give you comfort and confidence, whether you're in sparkles at a holiday party or in cozy sweaters with your family. You're not going to be tugging. You're not going to be pulling. You're not going to be thinking about it. It will just become a part of your beautiful body and enhance everything that you want enhanced. Their new Cloud Embrace bra is the perfect treat-yourself gift. It's a modern wireless t-shirt bra that has sturdy, lightly padded foam cups. They feel like a cloud. If you're not going to gift this to a loved one because that might be a little bit odd, please do yourself a favor and gift it to yourself. Their undie bundles make a really great stocking stuffer. Like Amanda said, this is great for travel days. You got to get that wireless support that feels light as a cloud, but still keeps the spillage in. It keeps it where you want it. Honey Love bras are supportive and wire-free thanks to bonding technology that lifts without underwire. If you're still wired, honey,
go wireless. What are we doing? It's 2025. It's almost 2026.
You deserve a bra that is lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. Honey Love shapewear is also the only shapewear that doesn't roll down thanks to their flexible boning, comfortably hidden in the side seams. You're going to enjoy the holiday party that you're at, despite wearing shapewear, because you are going to forget that you're wearing it.
So treat yourself or someone you love to Honey Love this holiday season. And right now you can save 20% at honeylove.com/wine. Just use our exclusive link, honeylove.com/wine, to grab your discount. After you order, they'll ask you where you heard about Honey Love. So please support our show and let them know we sent you. Celebrate the season feeling confident and comfortable with Honey Love. All right, Lucy, what do you got for us for South Dakota Crimes? I'm hoping there's a flag.
Baby, there's a flag.
Oh, thank God.
Well, like I said, I really like South Dakota. There's specific things I love about South Dakota. So And we also just recently did Black Hills Baddies.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to repeat like a lot, so my segment is very random. And yes, I did go down a rabbit hole. I don't know if I'm horny or what, but I found a new
where the fuck is this going?
I found a new historical figure to really crush on. I'll tell you all about him.
Okay.
Okay. So first things first, I was just randomly Googling around to kind of remind myself about stuff about South Dakota. Google told me it would take only about 81 hours to walk there from my house.
Hold on now. That's reasonable.
I know. And that's like just over the border because there's this little toe of South Dakota that touches Iowa.
A dainty toe.
It dips its toe in the form of the city of Vermilion.
Wow.
So that's the little toe. And that's also the state's 12th most populous city. And
in the toe?
Yeah. And home to the University of South Dakota.
Wow. USD.
Beautiful.
Okay. Big the metropolis.
I also had to know why we have North Dakota and South Dakota. So I looked that up first. They both used to be the territory of Dakota.
Correct.
So this Dakota territory consisted of the northernmost part of land acquired in the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, and also the southernmost part of Rupert's Land, which was just like this weird scrap of land between the U.S. and Canada.
That some guy named Rupert claimed to have discovered.
Guess. Yeah, I guess.
Gross.
They just...
Okay.
Then like when Minnesota became a state... there was a bunch of unclaimed, like quote unquote, unclaimed territory to the west of the straight border in Minnesota. And so they were like, well, let's just kind of consolidate this. But one didn't come before the other. It was just the Dakota territories. And then they were like, okay, these are now 2 states. So that's what that is. I thought there'd be a more interesting story, but there's not.
No, just white people.
White people being white. Okay, the flag. The current flag of South Dakota. She's kind of cute.
Okay.
She was
Am I allowed
adopted
to look on the drive?
Yes.
Okay.
It was adopted in 1992 to represent the U.S. state of South Dakota. It consists of a field of sky blue charged with a version in navy blue on white of the state seal in the center. So I didn't go into depth with the state seal. It's just like a river and someone plowing and
smokestacks.
Yeah.
2 heavily breathing smokestacks.
Well, that's all the industry that was along the Missouri River, which bisects the state into east and west. They love their fucking cardinal directions. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the state seal is surrounded by gold triangles representing the rays of the sun, surrounded by inscriptions in gold sans serif capital letters that say South Dakota on the top and then the Mount Rushmore state on the bottom.
She's pretty, minus the like just typical. There's in a flags, it's either like complete erasure of indigenous populations or problematic depiction of indigenous populations. So they're in the erasure category. But for the most part, it is an aesthetically pleasing, perfectly lovely little flag.
It's erasing, and also it's very neutral.
Right.
So I don't really have a problem with it, but I think it's my favorite part about this flag is that the first adoption of an official flag was in 1909, and it just had a sun, and it had South Dakota, the Sunshine State.
Perfect. They can have it. Like Florida who?
Yeah, it's sunny.
Get off my
It's
nut,
always sunny in
Florida.
South Dakota.
Always. Incredible. I think it's fun that it's representing the sun because at first glance, I figured it was sunflowers because every time or a lot of the times I've driven through South Dakota, they have these gorgeous, massive sunflower farms. And under the blue sky. It's so pretty. Those drives are.
But that's the vibe that Kansas has.
True. I mean, a
They've
lot
got
of the Midwest
blue
has
sky
that.
and the sunflowers and the blah blah blah. But that's
That's not
their
exclusive
thing.
to any of these Midwestern.
No, but
states.
they had. I think they'd already nabbed it
Yeah.
because they didn't get this till 1909.
Sure. Yeah. Which is not even 10 years before my grandma Helen was born. No, I'm too high to think about that.
No, we can't.
That's
do it.
scary. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that. So the state is it's 77,000 square miles. It's landlocked in the Great Plains, bordered by, and if we're going clockwise, starting the state to the north
Yep.
is obviously North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
then Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Montana.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I haven't spent much time in North Dakota. Been to Fargo.
It's
No.
nice.
Yeah. But
Devil's Lake.
Yeah, sure. Never been. But I have spent some time in South Dakota and Wyoming and
I
Montana.
would say I would describe South Dakota's terrain as, at least in like the western part where I like it, like the Badlands, more on the arid side.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Whereas North Dakota, I would describe more like barren. They're both very windswept plains, but maybe I've only been to North Dakota in the wintertime, so like that's the vision that I have of North Dakota.
Sure.
But, you know, the Dakotas, they're great.
They're great.
And if this is any indication of my current mental state, the next sentence that I wrote was, if the United States was a face, South Dakota would be its crow's feet. Just right here on the top middle.
Not me looking up a map so I can picture what your fucked up brain is thinking about. U.S. map. I can type. I wrote must map. U.S. map. Oh my God. Stop writing must map. Stop saying must map, and then I'll stop writing must map. Okay. Got it. U.S. map.
I did just describe it pretty.
I see it.
It's right in the middle.
Yep.
The face is not symmetrical, but
I mean, aren't crow's feet by the eyes? Wouldn't crow's feet be on the coasts? And wouldn't
what's right here then?
the 11s? These are
Yeah,
your
I
11s.
guess.
Crow's feet are out here on the corners and by the eyes. These are your 11s in here. Which
Oh,
there we go. Now you
mine's
make
more like
some.
a 1.
Well, sure. That's fine. 1 is fine.
My 1.
Oh,
I have half an 11. I'm halfway to my 11s. Okay, so both
5.5.
Both Dakotas are named after the Dakota Sioux tribe. And okay, this is the first rabbit hole I went down. The term Sioux can refer to any ethnic group within the Great Sioux Nation, which like geographic wise, it's basically the Great Plains. And the Sioux are split into the Lakota people and the Dakota peoples. And these two words translate roughly to friend and ally, which basically signifies that they were not at odds with each other. They're just
Interesting.
two different divisions of the Sioux people are the Lakota and the Dakota.
Yeah.
So interesting. Here's the rabbit hole. Here we go. Strap
Okay.
in.
Okay, I'm strapped.
Sitting Bull is a Lakota Sioux. So again, we're talking about South Dakota. I really get into the Lakota for a while. So we're going to learn a lot about the Lakota for just a minute. So Sitting Bull was a leader and a holy man. He had visions. He was just a very powerful, very pensive, thoughtful person. His name when he was born, he was given the name, it's like jumping something. A jumping animal. But like that wasn't his personality at all.
Yeah.
So he like later took on the name Sitting Bull because he was
I
just
love
like
that.
extremely powerful, very much revered, and very like intentional with everything. He had
I
visions.
also love the idea of names being impermanent representations of who we are that can change depending on changes in our identity or discoveries of our identity.
I love that.
What a novel concept.
the idea that we evolve as we go through life and that changes our inherent identity and how we represent and see ourselves in our worldview.
It's almost like people have been changing their names and or pronouns for, millennia throughout humankind.
It's wild.
Weird.
So weird. Okay, so yes, so he is in his adulthood Sitting Bull. So he, along with fellow Sioux Lakota Crazy Horse, who we'll get to, led his people to many victories over the U.S. government, including the Battle of Little Bighorn. In 1890, Sitting Bull was shot and killed by a BIA agent who was trying to arrest him in Standing Rock. So, he died basically at the hands of a single cop. And so ironically, Crazy Horse was also killed by a single cop who was trying to arrest him for some made-up bullshit in 1877. And Crazy Horse was only 36 or 37 years old when he died. So that's why I started researching him, and that's why I now have a crush on Crazy Horse.
Okay.
There's so much lore. Lore is probably not the right word. They have a lot of, of course, oral traditions. And it's not documented in a way that we consider, airtight documentation. It's oral tradition. So from what I learned on his Wikipedia page, when he was young, everyone called him Curly. That was his nickname.
Oh.
I don't know how old he was when this happened, but there was a violent massacre of a bunch of Europeans following the murder of one of the Lakota tribesmen. So this is from Wikipedia.
Oppressed people had an uprising, tale as old as time.
Yes, but he saw it. And I think that had a big impact on how he chose to move forward. So after witnessing the death of Conquering Bear, which was the member of their community, Crazy Horse began to get visions in trances. So when he was still called Curly, I guess when he was still that young, he went on a vision quest to seek guidance, but without going through the traditional procedures first. I don't really know what's meant by that. Probably having someone else there to guide you, I would imagine. In his vision, a warrior on his horse rode out of a lake, and the horse seemed to float and dance throughout the vision. He wore simple clothing with no face paint, his hair down with just a feather in it, and a small brown stone behind his ear. Important. Bullets and arrows flew around him as he charged forward, but neither he nor his horse was hit. A thunderstorm came over the warrior, and his people grabbed hold of his arms, trying to hold him back. The warrior broke their hold, and then lightning struck him, leaving a lightning symbol on his cheek, and white marks like hailstones appeared on his body.
Wow.
The warrior told Curly that as long as he dressed modestly, his tribesmen didn't touch him, and he did not take any scalps or war trophies, he would never be harmed in battle. So as long as he kept those 3 rules, dressing modestly, not letting anyone else touch him really, and not taking war trophies. So as the vision ended, Curly heard a red-tailed hawk shrieking off in the distance. Curly's father later interpreted the vision and said the warrior was going to be him, Crazy Horse.
Oh.
So he saw a vision of himself in the future.
Wow.
The lightning bolt on his cheek and the hailstones on his body were to become his war paint.
Oh.
So that's how he did his war paint. Curly was to follow the warrior's role, to dress modestly, and to do as the warrior's prophecy said, so he would be unharmed in battle. For the most part, the vision was true, as Crazy Horse was rarely harmed in battle, except for being struck by an arrow, and even that only happened after he took 2 enemy scalps. So he broke one of his own rules, and then he was hit with an arrow.
Whoa.
He was also shot in the face by No Water when Little Big Man, who was his rival, he was I think he was still in the same community, but they did not like each other. So when Little Big Man tried to hold Crazy Horse back to prevent a fight from breaking out, he was accidentally shot in the face by one of his comrades because one of his fellow tribesmen touched him.
Oh. Okay.
Broke a rule, and it was immediately hurt.
Wow.
And he was held back by one of his tribesmen, according to some reports, Little Big Man himself, again, when he was stabbed by that single cop by a bayonet the night that he died. So all 3 times he was hurt. The third time was what killed him.
Yep. But it was when a specific
one of those specific things happened.
From his vision. Interesting.
Yeah. And the dressing modestly thing, he was purposely never photographed. He, according to the stories, always dressed really... He never wore like some of the battle
like traditional garb,
like the hats and the garb and yeah. He didn't wear that kind of stuff, so he was kept very modest.
Okay.
And the fact that he was never photographed will come back later because there is an alleged photograph of him that was found in like 1956 or something. They cannot prove whether it is or is not him, but there is a controversial photograph.
Okay.
It's alleged to be him. I'll say that.
Okay.
So with the rock behind the ear thing, there is also more story that a medicine man who... His name was Old Man Chips. And in some stories, he's named as Horn Chips.
Oh.
But
Horn
he had a
Chips.
son named Charles Chips. Charlie Chips.
I love Charlie Chips.
I know, it's so cute. Okay, so this medicine man gave Crazy Horse a sacred stone that protected him from bullets, sort of like reinforced the vision. And then there's another part of the story that he gave him a stone that was supposed to like tie himself and his horse together because he had his spirit, his horse. They were very much attached to each other.
Yeah.
So when they were in battle, this stone would make them like become one.
Oh, cool.
And he kept the stone behind the horse's ear.
Oh.
Like in the vision.
Okay.
And so and as long as he had that stone, he was never wounded by a bullet during any of his battles because
even in the end, it wasn't a bullet that took him out.
It was never a bullet.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one experience that I remember from personally being in South Dakota was going to the Crazy Horse Monument in the Black Hills. So a little bit about that because the whole story behind that's fucking maddening. It was first commissioned. Do you know what it looks like today? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's behind or adjacent to what is now Mount Rushmore, right? And it's unfinished.
I don't think it's super close to there. They're both in the Black Hills.
They're both. I feel like when I've been like as a kid when I went to Mount Rushmore, we also went to Crazy Horse. I don't think they're that far apart from each other.
Yeah, well, they're not. You wouldn't walk from one to the other. They're not like on the same compound.
Yeah, it was like during a road trip, but yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I have been to see the Crazy Horse Monument.
So today, or when I went to see it in like 2004, 2002, it was really just his face that was done. But there's a picture that will be on the drive of how it's supposed to look when it's finished. So it's supposed to be his head, his whole torso. He's on a horse, and then the horse's head, and he has an outstretched arm, and he's pointing toward his homeland. When I was there, it was just the face, and then they blasted a hole that's going to be the space under his arm. Guess when this was initially commissioned?
I know that like it's like a topic of conversation for anyone who's been to Crazy Horse, how long it's been sitting unfinished. So I don't know, 18 something. Well, if they got a flag in 1909, then what? 1920.
1931.
Yeah.
Well, not even.
It's been sitting unfinished for a long fucking time. It's never gonna get finished unless, you know.
Well, we'll talk about it. In 1931, Henry Standing Bear, who was an Oglala Lakota chief and elder, and that was the tribe that Crazy Horse came from, he originally had written to Gutson Borglum, who was the fucking guy who carved Mount Rushmore, pitching.
What a name.
We've talked about him on the show before, too. I hate it. Gutzon Borglum.
Oh.
Pitching the idea of adding Crazy Horse among the president's faces on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, sorry we're destroying this like beautiful sacred mountain of yours with some bullshit, but we'll toss in a Crazy Horse to make you shut up about it.
No, not even. They didn't give him a reply. They did not even give him a reply to that. So in the summer of 1935, so 4 years later, Standing Bear wrote to James Cook, who was a longtime friend of Chief Red Cloud's. I think they just had like mutuals. Mm-hmm. And he wrote, quote, "I am struggling hopelessly with this because I am without funds, no employment, and no assistance from any Indian or white." End quote. So finally he wrote to who I will refer to as the Polish guy because he is a Polish sculptor, and I gonna do my best with his name, Korzak Zielkowski.
Okay.
He's the Polish guy from here on out.
Okay.
So Standing Bear says, quote, "My fellow chiefs and I would like the white man to know that the red man has great heroes too." So finally in 1940, Polish guy went there and he stayed with Standing Bear on Pine Ridge on the reservation, and he learned about the Lakota culture, saw the land, talked logistics about like who owned the land and blah, blah, blah. And he did agree to do the project. So that wasn't until 1940. And it was until 1948 that they detonated the first blast on the mountain, and the memorial began, and therefore it existed as a memorial, even though it was
unfinished.
They had just fucking started it.
Yeah.
But they dedicated it to the Native American people. So work continued slowly over the next few decades since Polish guy refused to accept government grants. They weren't going to take any money from the fucking government to help do this. Like in 1998, his head and face were finished. His eye, it's so big.
It's
his
huge.
eyes are 17 feet wide.
Wow.
Each. And his head is 87 feet tall.
Damn.
And I think you, as a tourist, you can walk up there.
I think you can climb up to it. We didn't.
I didn't, and I don't think you were allowed to when I was there. Obviously, you can't go up there when they're actively working on it. But so in 2023, the memorial celebrated its 75th anniversary, and
Wow.
it's still so. In 2024, Crazy Horse's left hand, so the outstretched hand that's pointing, that was finished, while finishing work commenced in the summer of 2024 on the backside of his arm to make way for a new tower crane that is designed to reach all parts of the carving. So that specific thing is supposed to really speed things up.
Right. They can actually bring the rest to shape and finish it.
They raised a bunch of money. It was like, I don't know how many millions of dollars to purchase this crane. And they just set it up 2 summers ago so that hopefully they can start moving a little faster.
Yeah.
So right now they're thinking 2037.
Oh.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So going back to what I was saying about like Crazy Horse as a person while he was alive, some Native Americans consider the memorial to be an insult to him because he had resisted being photographed.
Yeah.
And at the end of his life, the people who were with him when he was killed, they like took him away and buried him, I think, kind of like right away, like nearby right away.
It doesn't feel in alignment with his dedication to like his modesty, which to me, I don't think he's reading like, you know, keeping himself covered up, not showing too much skin, but it's more about like.
No, but it was also like what I was saying. They deliberately buried him where his grave couldn't be found.
Right. So it's like his commitment to modesty of ego would not probably have been aligned with, you know, this giant memorial.
No. And like his direct family members, his direct descendants are among the ones speaking out about this and saying that Standing Bear didn't have any authority to, even though he's a Oglala Lakota, you know, he was trying to do right by his community. They're saying that in their culture, the family should be the absolute first to give permission for something like this, and they didn't go through those channels. So that's why there are people who are upset. But I guess I've never.
That's fair.
I think it's fair, and I think it's interesting to know. It's good to know that there is opposition, because when you go there and you read about like the learning center that's right there, you learn so much about all of these injustices, and we want this to get finished. We want this to happen because you deserve something, some kind of monument, somewhere to go and learn and appreciate everything that they've been through. And maybe it's more important that isn't a physical symbol made by destroying another mountain dedicated to a man who didn't want that kind of attention.
Right.
So, that's a little bit about Crazy Horse.
Wow.
My new boyfriend.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, so from their tourism website, South Dakota has what they call their Great Eight. Among them, of course, Crazy Horse, and of course, Mount Rushmore. Also, Badlands National Park. Stunning, beautiful.
Incredible.
If you have never been to the Midwest and you want to go to the Midwest, you feel like there's nothing to do, nowhere cool to go.
Oh, there's
Go to
lots of cool
Badlands.
places to go. The Badlands are fucking gorgeous.
They're up there. Custer State Park, terrible name, beautiful place. They have like bison just roaming freely.
Yeah, my sister stepped in bison shit in Custer State Park, getting out of the car.
I woke up to a bison looking at me through the window screen one morning.
They will try to eat food. The animals in these parks will try to eat food directly out of your car window. So be mindful.
Don't fuck with the bison.
Don't feed the animals.
The historic Deadwood town. You can get your old-timey photo taken. Wind Cave National Park and Jewel Cave National Monument. And, of course, the Missouri River, which, as I said, goes down the middle of the state, resulting in what they call East River and West River. The two halves of South Dakota are kind of dramatically different from each other.
Okay.
Not immediately like bank to bank, but the east half is more, it's more populated. It's more, there's more like agriculture, whereas...
I think Pierre, the capital, is on the east side of the river too.
I think it is too. So
and that's like the biggest city. So that kind of makes sense how the east would be more populated.
Yeah. They also have a variety of crops that grow because the east has more fertile soil. Whereas west of the Missouri River, ranching is the predominant agricultural activity. And their economy is more dependent on tourism. So like Badlands, Mount Rushmore, Deadwood, etc.
Yeah, like you said, after you get past the river, the landscape changes dramatically. I mean, South Dakota is so weird because if you're coming from the east, like coming from Minnesota, it's a really boring drive for like 4 to 6 hours. And then suddenly it's the most amazing thing you've like ever seen.
It feels like you've jumped 3 states.
Yeah, it's wild.
West Side also has a lot of defense spending. Lots of military operations, nuclear operations in western, I think I might have said eastern, western South Dakota. So this makes South Dakota, specifically Rapid City, a not as unlikely as we'd like to think target for potential large-scale attacks because, like, militarily speaking,
it's a significant
it hits a lot of
location.
the points that makes it an attractive target. That's a terrible way of putting it. Yeah. Also, most of the Native American reservations are in West River.
I was going to say, I wonder if those two things are correlated in any way.
South Dakota also has more shoreline than the state of Florida because of the river and these big, like, I don't know, are they tributaries where the river like really opens up?
Yeah, because I've gone out on a little boat on the Missouri River, and it was like riding on a lake. That sucker gets wide.
Yeah, like the Mississippi up by where we were in Pepin. Yeah, and remember on the flag, the state seal. It's the Mississippi that's going down the middle, and then all of the
the Missouri.
Oh, yeah. The Missouri is the river that's running down the middle, and then all of the industrial, the steam powered, and the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. South Dakota has a lot of beautiful things, but there's one thing that really, really stands out. And this next part is taken straight from travelsouthdakota.com. In the late 1800s, it all started to happen. Yes. Mitchell leaders had one thing on their minds.
I love Mitchell.
Growth. The town had been planned, mapped, and organized, and was enjoying rapid development thanks to its role as a railroad division point for more than a decade. But Mitchell wanted more.
They wanted to be on the map, baby, and they knew how to do it.
A population of 3,000 wasn't bad for the late 19th century, but community leaders really wanted to show that their town was the perfect spot to resettle and maybe open a business. They needed some good PR.
Mm-hmm.
They needed a gimmick, something that would grab headlines and spread the word that Mitchell was the place to be.
Ugh.
So maybe we put together a little harvest festival.
Maybe.
This was not exactly an original idea. Other cities had been constructing castle-like palaces of corn annually from 1887 to 1891, but community leaders thought it was a good one, especially the corn palace part.
Uh-huh.
Because they had a lot of corn.
Lot of corn.
In 1892, the public was invited to celebrate the agricultural prosperity of the area by visiting a temporary palace whose exterior was decorated using native grasses and grains.
Funny word, temporary.
The original 1892 Corn Palace building cost $1,500 and took 60 days to build. And I have a photo of the original one, the 1892 one. It is every bit as big as the later to come permanent structure.
She is spectacular.
Yeah. 1892.
Wow.
So it worked. They got a lot of tourists. People went home. They're like, that Mitchell, that Corn Palace place, that's the place to be.
Wow. Wowee.
So after a couple of different iterations, the now permanent world's only Corn Palace has stood tall in Mitchell since 1921.
Temporary indeed.
Mm-hmm. So I do want to recite this beautiful inscription from an 1893 Corn Belt Exposition souvenir.
Okay.
O Mitchell of the Palace Grand, shall I relate thy story? Who in mere words can fitly tell thy greatness or thy glory?
Oh, she rhymes. Okay.
Yes?
Oh, I love.
Shakespeare could never.
Truly.
It is a sight to behold, each wall covered in intricate designs made up of natural grasses and 13 different colors and shades of corn.
Ugh.
Which I read somewhere else. They work with one grower for all of this goddamn corn.
I believe it.
And each of these 13 different colors has like a 5-acre plot to grow in.
Oh my God. I have a picture of my family at the Corn Palace.
I've seen this photo. Cornelius is in the photo, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Their mascot.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Continue while I find it. Don't wait for me.
Okay. During the day, visitors are drawn to the folk art wonder, taking pictures and crossing the street to snap a selfie with a 6-foot-tall ear of corn named Cornelius.
Cornelius!
At night, 3 color-changing domes and a variety of lights shine in the evening sky, often over the lively sounds of a basketball game or concert erupting from the interior.
Yeah, because it's mostly a gym, like community center gym.
Yeah. This is like where all like the boys' state basketball tournaments and shit are. And when the permanent structure opened in 1921, it was like the largest arena in the upper Midwest.
I believe it. It's big.
It has 3,200 seats.
Ugh, incredible.
Also, if you've not seen the Corn Palace, you don't know what the fuck we're describing, and you're not looking at this on a screen.
It's a palace.
It's a palace, but they have
with
like
corn art.
What's the Russian court that has those crazy the domes?
Yeah. The style of the palace is very interesting.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so weird. Okay. So the details of this article. Those with a keen architectural eye will notice the Corn Palace is a Moorish revival style structure, but anyone can bask in the huge pieces of corn art that adorn most of the palace's exterior.
Yes, you could argue that's like the most compelling thing about it. Is the art, which does change.
The craftsmanship every year.
Yep.
Well, almost every year, because if there's a drought, they can't do it.
Right. But
They
it's
also
also
have to-
consistently snacked on by birds throughout its lifetime.
What? Yeah, I'm sure.
It is.
They have to harvest the corn at a very specific time when it has like the highest moisture content. Because if the corn is too dry when they're like stapling it up on the wall, then it'll all crack.
Just falls apart. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Almost every year, the drought thing, the murals are stripped down in August and created by October 1st, a process that many visitors find fascinating to watch. You could take a pilgrimage just to watch them put it together.
Ugh. That would be really cool to watch them put the art up.
You just book a Motel 6 for 3 months. just
Motel
to watch
6 and
the
a
whole
lawn
thing.
chair. It's really all you need.
Yeah. The theme of the murals changed with every iteration, making it easy for fans to return each year for a new experience. Past themes have included Salute to Rodeo,
Oh,
Mother Goose Rhymes, Everyday Heroes, but Rock of Ages, complete with corn art visages of Elvis Presley and Willie Nelson, proved to be particularly popular in 2016.
oh my God. I love that theme.
So every August they have their Corn Palace Festival, which is kind of like their one big main event, but they also host a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
So from John Philip Sousa, Roy Rogers, and the Three Stooges to Willie Nelson, Pat Benatar, and Weird Al Yankovic.
Hell yeah. Weird Al has entered the chat.
Yeah. USA Today named the Corn Palace one of the top 10 places in America for high school football. The local schools have their proms there. You can
That's so
rent it
cute.
for a wedding.
Yeah. It's a venue. It's like a huge.
It's a regular venue that's covered in corn.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Public tours are given from Memorial Day to August and can be arranged by calling 866-273-CORN or emailing jen@mitchellsd.com.
Call now.
I love that that's the email.
That's a good-
jen@mitchellsd.com.
Well, yeah, Jen's in charge.
And to see what's happening right now outside the Corn Palace, check out the city's Corn Cam.
Oh.
Because they have a live feed.
No, they do not. BRB.
I know, I'm looking it up right now.
Is it on that?
Corn Cam Mitchell.
Get
Here we go.
me. Send me the link.
Oh, honey, it's it's alive.
Let me see.
I'm
send me the
sending
link.
Please enjoy this live feed of the Corn Palace. Yep, there she is. You can see the flags waving and everything.
Oh my God. There's no audio, so you could totally have this on in the background all day without disrupting anything else.
So do you notice that the theme is already up for 2026? It's the centennial or the 250, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, 250 years of
America.
America. Fuck this theme. We the people. But whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, but
The
that's
art
going to
is-
be all of 2026.
Yep.
So
Great.
I just think it's cool that they already have, because they have to do it in a few months in the fall.
Yeah, they used their window already. Because
There she
the
is.
snow is going to start falling. I'm surprised there's no, there's a little dusting it looks like on the ledge of maybe some snow. I think I see a bird.
But yeah, you can find the corn cam at cornpalace.com and then navigate to the corn cam.
That's not a bird. It's like track lighting. Never mind. But the flags are waving. It looks like a windy day in Mitchell.
Yep. So that is my background. A little bit disjointed, but I did get the flag in there.
I love that you got the flag in there.
And I have a new crush.
I can't find this damn Corn Palace photo. I know I've posted it before. I'll find it to add it to the drive so that Andrea can include it on social media.
That's fine.
I'll find it when I have more time. But otherwise, well done, Lucy. And thank you so much for sharing the corn cam with me. I'm keeping that on in the background through the remainder of this recording.
Yep.
But let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors and then get into my case.
Can't wait. It's easy to think that you have a solid handle on your budget when you're not always looking at it and monitoring your spending, because that can be sort of scary. Also, maybe your spreadsheets say that you have an extra $1,000 left over each month, but if your bank account doesn't agree with that, something's off. And Rocket Money helps you track every dollar, uncover hidden spending, and take control of your finances.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. And around the holidays, I cannot imagine a better time to be taking a look at everything that's coming in and out of your accounts to make sure you're on track. I know that especially around holiday season, there's like shows or movies that are exclusive and I really want to watch them, but I don't have that streaming service. So I sign up for that free trial just so I can watch that one special thing. And then, I forgot that I signed up for it. If you see a subscription on Rocket Money that you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it. It's a millennial dream. Also, it's just so easy to use. Their dashboard lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates and paydays, in a way that's easy to digest. It's not super overwhelming. You can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending, or if you have something special that you're trying to save up for. So if you've got a goal that you're saving for, Rocket Money can analyze your accounts to find the best time each month to put extra money aside, because they're tracking what's coming in, not just what's going out. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to.
God bless them.
I know, seriously, they do it all. You get alerts if your bills increase in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts, if you're close to going over a budget that you've set, and even when you're doing a great job, they send you that positive reinforcement. So Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over 880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features.
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/gals today. That's rocketmoney.com/gals. rocketmoney.com/gals.
There's a lot about the holidays that might stress you out. Maybe you're waking up like not feeling super refreshed, or maybe like with a headache or tension. If you're experiencing some of that, you might be grinding your teeth at night, and you are not alone.
No, you certainly are not. Approximately 30% of U.S. adults grind or clench their teeth at night. Hi, hello, it's me. I'm one of you. And that is why I've started to use Remy night guards, because I needed a solution. And I couldn't afford like the dentist, the in-office like custom night guards. Because Remy also delivers custom night guards. They are clinically tested to prevent teeth grinding, reduce jaw tension and facial muscle strain, and improve sleep quality. You're going to get the same professional quality and comfort as a night guard from your dentist, but Remy costs you 80% less. That is music to my ears.
Yup, and your teeth.
Oh, yeah. And it's also much more convenient than having to actually go to the dentist's office. You can do it all from the comfort of your home. And as an added cost benefit, you can use your HSA or FSA benefits towards your night guard at checkout. So here is how it works. You receive your impression kit straight to your door. I was a little bit confused about something, or I thought I was doing something wrong. So I contacted their customer service, and oh my God, they sent me like a customized video from a service rep that was like,
they held your hand.
You've got this, honey. Yes. Oh, they held my hand, and I do love that. So you just follow Remy's step-by-step instructions to get your perfect impression. Then you send it back in. Remy crafts and ships you your custom fit night guard. So you get your night guard back and you start protecting your teeth at night. And it does not feel like you are wearing a night guard. I just pop them in, don't even think about it. And my sleep has dramatically improved. I'm not waking myself up at night because I'm clenching so hard.
I'm proud of you. And for the holiday season, Remy is gifting their customers with their 2-in-1 foam that both cleans your night guard and whitens your teeth for free when you order a night guard between now and December 24th. Go to shopremy.com/gals and use code gals to receive 55% off your new night guard plus a free foam gift. That's shopremi.com/gals for 55% off a night guard plus free gift using code gals. And thank you, Remy, for sponsoring this episode. So my case is really sad. It's very senseless. And it sucks. And it is, that's, you know, just that's your warning. That's your warning. And I'm actually
was this a fan pick?
There wasn't a fan pick case in the document, so I found one.
So you've done this.
Yep, it's my fault, 100%.
Okay.
I just feel like I didn't see a ton of there's for sure an episode of Small Town Murder about this case, but I didn't see like a lot of podcast coverage of this case. So that's what drew me to it. And then of course, as I got deeper, it was like, oh, this is very, I mean, it's dark. It's dark. It's dark. It's murder. It's dark.
Got it.
I'm also going to start this out a little bit differently by reading a portion of the victim's obituary because I didn't feel like the articles I read really showcased who she was. And it frankly isn't that often that you can find such like a detailed obituary for an individual who died in such like a violent way. So I was pleasantly, surprised that in my research, this like even came up on the first page of Google.
That's good.
Was her obit. So I'm not going to read all of it, but I pulled pertinent sections from it. So Tamara Jo, who went by Tammy, LaFramboise, which is like the raspberry, which I think is super cute. Was born December 7th, 1972 in Mobridge, South Dakota. Her baptismal sponsors, I thought was so cute, were Colleen Teskey and Russ Putnam. Tammy and her mother, who I believe her name was Mary, moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico when Tammy was just 1 month old, and that is where her mother continued her post-secondary education. So her mom went to school while her daughter was just a little baby, and Tammy ended up doing the same thing later in her life. Tammy and her mother returned to the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation while she was still a preschooler and began her elementary education at Standing Rock. She received the sacrament of First Communion at St. Peter's Catholic Church.
Oh.
So it is important to know that Tammy is an Indigenous woman. I believe it's either her mother or her father were Indigenous and the other was, I believe, white. So she is mixed race, Indigenous woman. So the LaFramboise moved to Aberdeen, South Dakota, where Tammy continued her education, first at Roncalli Catholic School and then transferred to Aberdeen Public School. While in Aberdeen, she received the sacrament of confirmation with Claudette Moran serving as her sponsor. Cute. Her senior year, Tammy transferred to Washburn High in Washburn, Wisconsin, where she graduated from high school. Tammy attended college at the University of Minnesota, and she completed her freshman year there, but then moved to California and transferred to University of California, Davis. She held various jobs while contemplating her educational path. While she decided she was ready to return to college, she attended American River College in Sacramento and eventually transferred to the University of California at Davis to pursue a degree in environmental biology. She graduated in 2001 with a Bachelor of Science degree. Both of her children were born while in California while Tammy was attending college. While her schedule was hectic as a mother and college student, she managed to train
Hectic as a mother is right.
Girl, listen to what this woman accomplished while also going to college and raising 2 children. She's a single mama.
God.
She managed to train for marathons, eventually running 7 marathons and qualifying for the Boston Marathon.
Oh my God.
She taught boot camp at a local athletic club. She served as vice president of her son's football league. Most recently, she was able to spend time with her daughter Sydney and share some of her culinary tips and exchange beauty secrets.
Cute.
She began her professional career at the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation in Sacramento, California. Although she enjoyed working as a national environmental policy analyst, she was often conflicted with trade-offs that were made due to competing stakeholders' interests. I love that they included this because it really just indicates that, like, it sounds to me like in this position, she was trying to do right by, you know, the land and the environment, but had to put up and probably fought back against a lot of bureaucratic bullshit and corporate fucking financing. So I just felt like that was a clever way to put a little peek or like a little context into what she must have been going through as an Indigenous woman in this type of position.
Yeah.
Her life's journey took her and her kids back to Albuquerque, where she joined her mother. While in Albuquerque, she was employed as a waitress, an apprentice electrician, a customer service representative, and a laborer. In the summer of 2016...
I don't think she ever slept.
How could she?
Was that her cause of death?
No. Tammy decided to visit a friend in Yankton, South Dakota in 2016. She ended up staying in Yankton and working at various businesses, making many new friends, and finally getting to do something that was on her bucket list, buying a Harley-Davidson motorcycle.
Get it.
She loved the open road on her motorcycle. She thought she was a biker chick.
Oh.
At the time of her death, she was employed by Wilson Trailer. So this is... that will come back. Her obituary ends with, Tammy never met a stranger. Everybody was her friend, and she was always quick to forgive when wronged. She always took up for the underdog, which sometimes drove her mother crazy. In spite of her demons and struggles, she had some awesome traits: intelligence, optimism, loyalty, fairness, honesty, charisma, love of her family, and her furry friends.
Oh.
She sounds like a really special person.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah. Such a loving obituary.
I know that like obituaries are supposed to make the person look like a very very stand-up citizen. Ma'am, you're doing so much.
She was clearly a very multifaceted, multi-talented, and
so just
strong person, and was clearly very loved by the people in her community and the person who wrote this obituary.
I love her.
So now that we have a picture of who Tammy was, we can get into it. In 2019, so she had moved up, she had like gone to visit a friend in Yankton and then moved up there around 2016. So she'd been up there for a few years at this point. It's 2019. She was 46 years old. She was living in Yankton, South Dakota. The demons and struggles that were mentioned in her obituary appear to refer to an ongoing substance use disorder, specifically methamphetamine, for which she had a few charges on her record. In 2016, Tammy had moved to Yankton from New Mexico and began a romantic relationship with a man named Stephen Robert Falkenberg.
Oh, my.
Falkenberg was a Yankton man who ran a successful business. According to reports, Falkenberg was not a drug user and even allegedly attempted to help Tammy maintain her sobriety. He would do things like make sure she got to meetings, reach out to her court services officer on her behalf to help her manage her probation mandated drug tests. Like she'd had some stuff on her record for like possession. You know, now she had to jump through some hoops to make sure she was staying on a path. You know, whatever the path was that was decided by the court. It's very, very common in drug offenses. The relationship seemed okay, and he seemed like a supportive partner. Though, and I'll note this again later, but her mom, Tammy's mom, did mention that it was like on again, off again. And there are allegations of some potential like physical abuse. I don't know if it was recurring or if these were just instances of alleged violence. from Tammy, and that was closely associated. Though any of those incidents that I came across in the course of my research were pretty strongly associated with times when she was using, which again is not an excuse. Obviously, like domestic violence goes both ways. It's not like okay if a woman does it, just like it's not okay if a man does it. And it's also an unfortunately not uncommon, not necessarily symptom, but correlated issue with drug use and substance use disorder. But even more so with alcohol abuse and alcohol use disorder. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the nature of this relationship because there isn't a lot of evidence to show what was really going on behind the scenes. Whatever Tammy was going throughout the course of her life is obviously important in what went down here. And she is not here to provide the context of how what they were going through, what was going on. So I'm flagging it because it exists and to just gloss over it because the victim is female and these are allegations of abuse from a female perpetrator that felt disingenuous because we need to take all forms of abuse seriously, no matter who the abuser may be. And I also think that there are a lot of contextual things that are involved with those allegations that I don't have enough information to really weigh in that heavily on like how pertinent that is. And it does come up in Stephen's defense case. So it was important to flag for a multitude of reasons, and there it is. Okay, so he again, I'm not sure how they met, what the nature of their relationship was. They weren't using together because he did not use substances. He did, however, have his own struggles. He had a pretty serious TBI from a severe motor vehicle accident that took place in 1993. He was only 19, and this caused multiple traumatic brain injuries and required the removal of portions of his brain.
Oh, that's not good.
Yep, which also had played a role in his defense for this crime. You know, we're not burying the lead here. They were together. He murdered her. Like he killed Tammy.
Okay.
So the events leading to Tamara's death began at the end of February 2019, and I'm just going to go over the timeline. It was a leap year, so February 28th, or wait, is it a leap year or not a leap year when you skip the 29th?
It's a leap year when you have the 29th.
Have it. Okay, so it's a regular 28-day February. She does shift work at that company, Wilson Trailer. So on February 28th, the last day of February 2019, she clocks into work in the evening to work an overnight machine operator shift at Wilson Trailer in Yankton. Around midnight, she gave her coworker her debit card because her coworker was going on break, and she wanted this individual to buy her a can of beer from like the store down the street. Between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. on March 1st, so still on her shift, it's just gone into the next day, Tammy spoke with her mother, Mary, using a friend's phone because her phone was broken, and this was the last time that Mary heard from her daughter, Tammy. And they spoke regularly. So it would not like regularly enough that it's like, hey, can I borrow my coworker's phone to check in with my mom?
Yeah.
Like if my phone were broken and I hadn't talked to my mom, I would just like email her and be like, hey, my phone's broken. I'll call you when I get a new phone.
It's like how often I talk to my mom.
Right. Yeah. Y'all talk every day.
She'd know if I went missing.
So 2 a.m., March 1st, 2019, Tamara's shift ends, and Stephen Falkenberg picks her up from work in his pickup truck. And it was noted that at the time, his truck didn't, like the bed of the truck didn't have a cover on it, and it was pretty empty.
Okay.
They stopped at Walmart where Tamara went inside to purchase snacks and get herself a new alarm clock. And this is where they saw on like the CCTV footage of the parking lot that Falkenberg's pickup at this time had an open bed with just a gas can in it, like one of those plastic from the gas station gas cans.
So she wasn't in the bed of the truck at that point.
No, she was alive. She was on camera going into the Walmart. She bought, like, there's record of what she bought.
Oh, she went in the wall. Okay.
Yep, she goes in. I think he stayed in the truck, and the truck bed pretty much empty except for that gas can. So that same morning, March 1st, 2019, 2 calls were made from Falkenberg's cell phone to the Hope Court phone number, and this is allegedly to check on Tammy's scheduled drug testing. According to Falkenberg's later admissions to his children, he returned to Tammy's apartment with Tammy and tells her that she doesn't need to submit drug testing that day. So he picks her up from her night shift. They go to Walmart. He takes her home. She probably just goes to sleep. He makes those 2 calls to the Hope Court number, figures out what her schedule is for the day in terms of drug testing, and then he's going to go back after she's gotten some sleep to like let her know what's going on with the drug testing. Her phone's broken, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he goes back to her house later on in the day on March 1st. And according to Falkenberg's later admissions to his children, when he returns to her apartment to tell her that she didn't need to submit drug testing that day, he sees her all dressed up, allegedly, and confronts her, accusing her of cheating on him. Like, why are you all dressed up?
Okay.
I can see why you dress like that. And then either he saw her with like the can of beer that she had gotten from an earlier shift, or there was alcohol in her apartment. But apparently he got upset with her because I'm not sure if she was court ordered not to be drinking alcohol as part of the terms of her, parole from her drug violation. Or if that was something he didn't think was okay. Either way, it added fuel to the fire of this entire fight. He sees her all dressed up. He thinks that she's cheating on him and is like, oh, and you're drinking. Here we go. Escalate, escalate, escalate. During the resulting fight, Falkenberg admits that he pushed Tamara against a wall, and that he must have pushed her so hard that she died. He said he knew immediately that she was dead.
I pushed her too hard against the wall. It killed her.
Yep.
Okay.
Later, he claimed that Tamara had grabbed a baseball bat and that he pushed her in self-defense and was, keeping himself from getting hit by the baseball bat. We're about to get to it, but we will never know what Tammy's cause of death is. We will only ever have what he claims to have done. And we'll get to why that is.
Okay.
Shortly before 2 p.m. on March 1st, 2019, so it's likely after this altercation had happened because of a detail we're about to get to, Falkenberg, in his truck, stopped at a convenience store in Yankton. A clerk commented on his swollen and red right hand. And his excuse was, I punched an icicle. Though later he changed...
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. Though later he changed that story, claiming he injured it bracing for a fall on the ice. I put my hand down. I fucked my hand up. So the clerk found that to be a little alarming. See his hand as fucked up as it was. I don't think he really bought that icicle story, but whatever. So he kind of clocked that. But the clerk also...
I fell down the stairs.
Right.
I walked into a door.
Yep. And the clerk also clocked that the bed of the truck that he drove up in had a cover on it.
Oh, now he has a cover.
So somewhere between that March 1st or after 2 p.m. and March 2nd, 2019, he drives toward Michigan. He stays overnight on either the 1st or the 2nd, at an American in Tomah, Wisconsin. And the police interviewed the desk clerk there, the front desk person, who also noticed his right hand and said it was so swollen that he had to force himself to sign the paperwork with his left hand.
Oh, ew.
Like he couldn't even hold a pen in his right hand because his right hand was so fucked up.
That's a really gross detail.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Tammy's mother, Mary, hasn't heard from Tammy, reaches out to Stephen. Between March 2nd and March 5th, they're texting. And he is continuing to have contact with her via text and denies knowing where Tammy is. Because Mary's like, where's Tammy? When did you see her last?
Stephen is Falkenberg?
Yep. Okay. Stephen Falkenberg. So he's like, I don't know. I haven't seen her. She's probably cheating.
Dude.
She's probably with somebody else.
God.
Tammy's mother reports her missing on March 5th. Tammy's mother is not in Yankton, by the way. She's still in Arizona. She's where.
Okay.
So she's reporting her missing to the Yankton police and being like,
Local
I haven't
police.
heard from her in a few days. This guy's not giving me any information. Like, find my daughter.
Good mother.
Yeah. So he says that he had last seen Tamara around 8:15 a.m. on March 1st when the two had coffee in her apartment, and he claimed that she had told him to get the fuck out of her apartment, which she probably did after he accused her of cheating on him, but clearly that's not all that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's also noted that on March 4th, so like the day before Tammy's mom had reported her missing, and probably while he was on his way back from Michigan, he visited a clinic in Marinette, Wisconsin, where he sought treatment for fractures to his middle and right finger metacarpals on his right hand.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly the injury had gotten that bad. And this is an injury that is often called a, quote, boxer's fracture, which is consistent with striking a non-moving object like a chin or forehead.
Oh, my God, gross.
On that same day, in that same area, he asked a manager at an automobile business in Menominee, Michigan. So, like, not in that same area, that same day, but earlier in the day in Michigan, he had asked a manager at an auto business in Menominee, Michigan, if he could dispose of trash in a dumpster before returning to Yankton. So he's in Menominee like the morning of the 4th, but he's also in Wisconsin the afternoon of the 4th. He's clearly making his way back to Yankton, and by the next day, Tammy's mom had reported her missing, but he's back in Yankton already. It wasn't until March...
Nothing to see here.
Nothing
I'm
to see
already back.
here. Yeah, he clearly made a very quick trip of that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until March 16th, 2019, when Tamara's remains were discovered in a creek called the Little River in Menominee County in Michigan. And
Oh, my God.
found by two teenage boys who were like playing by the creek. And this is very graphic, so just buckle up. But only her torso was found, nude and resting on ice. So the creek was partly frozen. He had probably put her in the creek, but she liked that, that portion of her remains washed up or got caught on some ice. And these two little boys, these sort of young boys, found it and reported it.
So was she dismembered then?
Yes. Her head, her hands, her feet, her legs, or at least some of her legs, probably below the knee. So it was like torso and some leg remaining, were missing. And as far as I could find in reports, I literally even just typed in the words because I could not find this. Have Tamara's remains ever been found? And all I could find was reports about the torso. So as far as I know, the additional pieces of her have not been found. The location where the torso was found was approximately 1.4 miles from a property owned by Stephen Falkenberg's brother. It was like a cabin.
Oh, my.
So he has a connection to that area. This is where the body was found. A Menominee County officer remembered hearing about a missing person from Yankton, which he said was key to identifying this body because they looked her up, the missing woman, and police were able to identify Tammy through tattoos on her torso and portions of her legs that had been recorded from prior booking photos at the Yankton County Jail for her drug offenses.
Okay.
So-
You'd be identified in a heartbeat.
Heartbeat. You better get rid of every shred, baby, because I have a lot of identifying factors. So on March 18th, so like 2 days after the body is found and identified, Stephen Falkenberg is arrested and he's charged with second-degree murder. Everything is too lined up. Even if they don't have like a lot of physical evidence, they're like, there's enough here.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming with us.
There's an awful lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And again, we don't really have, like, the cause of death is like homicide, but we don't know exactly what the means are. It's assumed to be blunt force trauma from a blow to her head, but likely with the very hand that is broken. Like literally when he was arrested, he was like in a sling, like in a cast. But he removed her head, her hands, her feet. He was trying to take cause of death evidence, fingerprint evidence, footprint evidence, thinking that would be enough to disguise the identity of the remains. He was incorrect. But that's obviously an important part of the case against him because it just shows all of that like continued thinking. I know this is wrong. I don't want to get caught.
He's trying to solve a problem.
Right. Exactly. The prosecution's theory centered on Falkenberg being enraged by the suspicion that Tamara was cheating, leading to a fatal blow. Like I said, the severity of his hand injury supported the argument that he hit her forcefully, and this is an act that the state argued evidenced a depraved mind and a lack of regard for human life. Pretty straightforward. The defense attempted to frame the death within the context of Tamara's allegedly violent tendencies connected to her methamphetamine use, like we mentioned earlier, arguing that Falkenberg acted in self-defense after she allegedly grabbed a baseball bat. However, the defense pretty quickly put holes in that because there was no baseball bat found in her apartment that was entered into evidence. No baseball bat existed.
There was one.
And even if there had been a baseball bat, it was very clear by the textbook, boxer's hand, whatever, injury. So like the, medical professionals were able to testify and be like, that's not an injury consistent with stopping a baseball bat. Even like you're not stopping a baseball bat by making a fist and getting hit in exactly the way that would cause the breaks in those, metacarpal, whatever bones. They were like, that's not.
I physically can't even
make a fist with my nails. Yeah. They're like, no, that's not. There's no way that's what happened. And also, there's no bat. So like, sir, what are you talking about?
What was your plan here?
The most contentious evidence at trial was the dismemberment in and of itself. The defense argued...
Robert Durst got away with it.
Literally, that's what I kept thinking about. The defense argued that the dismemberment occurred days after the murder out of the state of South Dakota and while the body was frozen. So the cover on the truck, it's what they're theorizing by the state of the remains that were found is that she was killed in her apartment. He put her in the bed of his truck, put a cover on his truck to keep her concealed, drove as quickly as he could to Menominee, Michigan, to where he had family with property. So he knew the area, knew the river. Cut her. She probably froze somewhat in the bed of his truck on that drive. It's, February, March in the Midwest. It's still very cold. Whether at some point along the trip or when he got to his location, that is when he dismembered her. And the way that, the examination of her body after the fact confirmed that she was dead and then had been frozen for a few days and then was cut. That was what was consistent with her remains.
She was in the trunk for a couple days.
Yes. That's the most likely.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is that one side is like, okay, then that act, because it clearly happened after the murder, has no bearing on the cause of death or Falkenberg's intent at the time of the killing. But then the prosecution is like, no, it does, because it speaks to other things that are so closely connected to the murder itself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So the prosecution, led by Attorney General Jason Ravensborg, successfully argued that the dismemberment evidence was indeed relevant, and I agree, because, like, duh, how could it not be? They contended that Falkenberg's actions, including driving the body over 600 miles to Michigan, dismembering it to conceal identity, and disposing of her clothes and personal items, were all extensive efforts to conceal the crime, and demonstrated his consciousness of guilt and the unjustifiable nature of the killing. So basically what they're arguing is, like, yes, the dismemberment absolutely is relevant to what was going through his mind at the time he killed her, because it shows like a continued thought process from that moment to, I know this is wrong and I should not have done this, and now I have to hide my tracks.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think that that is
too.
a perfectly reasonable thing to enter into evidence. The trial court explicitly found the evidence relevant because it went toward the issue of concealment and reflected Falkenberg's alleged view of Miss Framboise as a person. That's what the court documents are saying. During trial, words relating to dismemberment or cutting were utilized over 70 times, often compounded by autopsy photographs of the torso. So two things that indicates, well, one thing that indicates to me, and one thing that's just a reflection. One, it's clear for the prosecution that evidence, because there was so little other evidence without the remainder of her remains, was very important to the prosecution in this trial. Probably not necessarily to make sure that he was found guilty, but my belief would be to really nail all of this home for the inevitable sentencing. Because there's enough circumstantial evidence, his injuries, the CCTV footage, enough to find him guilty. But now they're like, okay, what is he going to get? Is he going to get manslaughter? Is he going to get murder 1? Is he going to get murder 2? It's like we're using all of these details for a bigger picture thing. But at the end of the day, I just honestly cannot even imagine being in that courtroom as a juror on a trial like that, where you're seeing those photos over and over and over again.
And like discussing like scientific little detailed analysis kind of stuff about it. Like speculation on the type of knife and like to have to kind of be dragged along, to have to go through and follow and listen and pay attention and like engage in that kind of detail as a regular person. That's a lot. It
would just be so hard. And I feel like the system, and I don't have a solution for this, and maybe this is just me being really high, but it's like, as a juror, you're almost forced to dehumanize victims of extreme violence in this way, because you're being asked to approach your thought process and your decision making from such a clinical place. And that would be extremely fucking hard to do. Yeah.
You have a list of rules that you have to follow. And it's like...
So it's like you see a human being that has been violated in such an extreme way, and your job is to turn off any emotion and stick to the facts. I don't know that I would be able to do that. That would be really fucking hard to do.
The amount of true crime that I have consumed over my life, I've seen a lot of interviews with like jurors after something, and they say exactly that.
Yeah.
It's like, it was really fucking hard because I wanted to feel empathy and I saw this person in front of me, but the rules make it black and white and we couldn't, Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels fucking unnatural.
If I had like a mental breakdown over my drunk driving jury duty where nobody got hurt.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't even imagine.
No.
And obviously,
I wouldn't want to.
Being a juror is nothing compared to, being the surviving family, which we're about to get to. So because the murder took place in Yankton. The trial also took place in Yankton in January of 2020. And children of both the victim and the defendant were called to testify and were present throughout the trial. So both Tammy and Stephen's children not only had to speak, to advocate for both of their parents. Stephen's kids, I didn't read all, like, the court documents I pulled were so long, and I didn't want to, belabor the testimony from their kids, because that just feels fucked up, to get into. But, like, it's hard to wrap your head around being a juror in a case like this, but, like, this Tammy's son and daughter were in that courtroom also having to hear over 70 times that their mother was dismembered, accompanied by photos of her nude remains. And
Yeah.
I just felt
My
sick.
brain doesn't even go there.
No, it's like, to put a family through that is its own crime, And obviously this is a part of the requirements of, like, the justice system. It's just really fucking devastating. Anyway, that was very hard for me to read. So, on January 21st, so it was not a very long trial, because they were in deliberations by January 21st and came back with a guilty verdict. So he was found guilty of second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. He was also found guilty of the lesser offenses of first-degree manslaughter, which is like just heat of the moment passion. First-degree manslaughter of an unnecessary killing, and second-degree manslaughter. So they stacked up a lot of charges. He received a life sentence in South Dakota State Penitentiary with no possibility of parole. It was not going to happen. He obviously was not happy about this. He did file an appeal, which we're about to get to. He was also mad because, as part of the sentence, Falkenberg was ordered to pay restitution. That included an amount that made me want to throw up. $2,191.65 to Tamara's daughter, Sydney. Like
What
a
the
pittance.
fuck?
A pittance.
Why order anything?
I know. I'm hoping that these other things that he was charged, like forced to pay or included in his sentencing, would also go to them. So he also was forced to contribute up to $15,000 to the Crime Victims Compensation Fund, which I would assume a portion of that on top of, would also go to Tammy's surviving family, and up to an additional $40,000 for counseling or other medical expenses for Tamara's mother and Tamara's surviving children, contingent upon them providing receipts. So it's like anytime they go to therapy, that tab is on Stephen. And if they needed any other specific specialist care because of the trauma of this event, that's on Stephen's tab. He was not happy about that. Mostly he was pissed about the open-ended nature of the restitution. Like, you'll cover up to $15,000 of the Crime Victims Compensation Fund. So if the Crime Victims Compensation Fund goes, yeah, we're going to give Sydney and the family another $15,000, then he's going to pay that. And then he'd also had to pay up to $40,000 of the medical coverage. So if, Tammy's surviving family uses all that $40,000, he's on the hook for it. So he was mad about how open-ended those amounts were.
Okay, you murdered and cut up their daughter.
Yeah, exactly. So when he appealed, he argued that the evidence was insufficient to sustain the second-degree murder conviction, and that the admission and exploitation of the gruesome dismemberment evidence, which he argued...
You exploited my actions.
Yeah. He argued that those photos and how many times they brought it up contaminated the entire case. And that
You
violated...
did it.
Right?
Oh, no.
And that violated his right to a fair trial.
Oh, no. No.
Yep. So he included in his appeal filing that the open-ended restitution order violated my due process rights.
Jesus Christ.
Don't worry, the state asserted that the evidence, including his attempt to conceal the crime through dismemberment, was sufficient to prove his depraved mind and consciousness of guilt.
Yeah.
They were like, sorry, it works. Like, this is by the book.
Oh my God.
And so they overturned that appeal. They were like, no. And all of this is valid, including the restitution order. So deal with it. So yeah, I mean, we may never know exactly why Steven attacked Tammy last night. We don't know her exact cause of death because no one has ever found her additional remains. I would argue her head being the most important because that's the most consistent contact point with his injury. And it would absolutely track if he hit her hard enough to have killed her without there being a lot of, like, if any, blood evidence. If he hit her and if he clocked her in the temple, let's say, you know, he could have easily gotten that injury and killed her without there being blood to be found in her apartment, without there being much evidence to be found in her apartment, which there wasn't. And then he says, oh, I pushed her into a wall. She must have hit her head weird and died. And then I did the Durst and it was an accident. And then I got scared. So I dismembered her.
Yeah.
And as we can see from the fucking Robert Durst case, in the quote unquote right hands, in like a very expensive, rich, and very privileged person's hands with a great lawyer, you obviously can walk away from something like that. You know, but
shocking.
Yeah, I know. That makes my stomach turn too. Oof. So, but we won't know. And there's no evidence to support his claim that she was cheating on him, other than seeing her dress up and freaking out. And like
he made that claim 2 different times. He said it to her mom too. It's like you have a fixation that's really gross.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also felt kind of convenient that, like, he was already this is what it felt like to me. Like, he was trying to lay the foundation for a story that he and Tammy got into a fight because he found out she was cheating on him and she took off with someone else and he hasn't seen her since. But unfortunately, he did too many things to leave too much evidence in the meantime. And I don't even necessarily think he went back to Tammy's house that day with the intention of killing her and having this story already in his head. I think he actually probably did get into a fight with her because he saw her dressed up and accused her of something that, whether or not she was doing, is neither here nor fucking there, and freaked out. And then this is what he was putting together in his mind to go, I can get away with this. She cheated on me. She left me for another dude. I don't know who he is. I have no idea where she is. I haven't seen her since March 1st. There's no blood in the house, so, you know. Yeah. And he probably could have gotten away with that for a while if her remains hadn't been found, if her torso hadn't been found.
Yeah, totally. I was thinking that too. They never found any other part of her while looking for her.
Right. And
these kids happen upon the biggest chunk of her.
Yep. And she's an indigenous woman who has, a history of at least charges for substance use. Like, all of the pieces are there for people in our justice system not to prioritize that kind of a case.
Absolutely.
Which is the most fucked up part about it all, is how close he really was to getting away with all of it.
Yeah.
It was right there. Even if,
so gross.
Thankfully, he did such a terrible job.
Yeah.
That we're not in that position. But yeah, that's always, like, scary to think about is, I guess this is justice, but, like, is it justice when so many other people with similar stories don't?
With equally sloppy,
right?
Attempted cover up.
Don't have convictions. So anyway, South Dakota.
Well, our segments were
very
contrasting.
Different. I appreciate that, though. I'm glad we went to all different ends of the aisle.
Yeah.
As the good centrists we are.
I don't think I'd describe us as centrist.
You wouldn't?
Thank you, Jordan. And congrats for being such a good friend, Sierra.
Yep.
And also congrats to Jordan and Emma on your recent nups.
We love all of y'all, and happy birthday, Sierra. Sorry it's so late. That's our fault. We love you.
Happy half birthday. Okay. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see?
Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.